Okay.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first virtual wine and wellness. I hope you have a glass of something yummy. We are going to go through a series of stories tonight and get to know each other a little bit better. And I know I haven't been drinking all night, but we are going to just share some stories and share a little bit about some tools that have really helped us over the years. And hopefully you'll take some of this information back with you to apply to your own families and to your own personal experience. So my name is Melissa Falco. I'm a national marketing director with the Juice Plus Company. I said yes to this mission over 10 years ago now, and I couldn't be happier to be aligned with such an extraordinary company, but really an extraordinary group of people as we have here tonight, which is a great example and a great taste for you guys to meet everyone. I came from a background in special ed and elementary ed, graduated onto a big move to California, found myself in a technology role, selling high tech in a very demanding sales position. That was a big, strong six-figure job. And when Juice Plus came into my life, I have to be honest, I just didn't have the foresight to understand how, an experience like this could really replace an income like that and give me the freedom and flexibility to be at home with my kids. But I'm so grateful that I said yes, and I'm so grateful that I was coachable and took some steps and really walked down this line with my friends and my family and have gotten so much experience and just so much benefit from our product experience and really from our team experience that I'm just so honored to be here tonight to share some of that with you. Our mission is simple. It's to inspire healthy living around the world, and we get to do that in a number of ways. And we're going to hear some stories tonight from some beautiful gals who have not only said yes to the product experience, but also to the business experience. So I'm going to first turn this over to Amanda. Amanda is a mom of two. She is from Newtown, Connecticut. She is an absolute amazing, beautiful heart of a woman. And I'm so grateful that she said yes to this because she really enhances our team experience. And it's just such an honor to be able to introduce her tonight to share her story with all of you. Go ahead, Amanda.
Thank you, Melissa. So my story starts about a year ago now. I was at a play date and we started talking about our kids and what they eat and what they don't eat. And this mom told me about something called Juice Plus. And she told me that it was just fruits and vegetables in a gummy. And I was like, really? Well, I need to know more. So I did some research, I looked it up, and I kind of hemmed and hawed about it for a while. I finally decided to just go for it. And I made a purchase. And the following day, I went to my pediatrician visit, just a regular well visit for my son. And we're talking about his diet and his constipation issues and what we could do. And the doctor literally whips out a pamphlet for Juice Plus. I was like, oh my God, I just ordered that yesterday. So I feel like that was just total validation for, hey, I made a good choice and I picked a good product. That was something that my pediatrician trusted, and I couldn't be more excited to get my hands on it. So it came and we all took it, and here we are about a year later, and my two little ones have been taking it every day since, and I've noticed so many changes in them. And I always talk about the poop, but that's my big thing. It's the constipation issues that he had for years and years and years, and it was just a constant battle all the time. And that alone for me is just all the kind of validation that I need. I mean, he goes regularly, he eats better, he's getting there. I'm super proud of the things that he tries and the things that he asks for randomly here and there. So progress, and I can't wait to see what continues on as we go on this journey together. My little guy, he was having these a rash on his back, and I didn't know what it was or where it was coming from, and I didn't even think anything of it until I didn't notice it anymore. Which I was like, well, I wasn't doing anything to change it except for giving him these little gummies every day. So that was amazing. And for me, I started taking it and I just noticed inside I just felt better. I knew that after having kids and struggling and it just wasn't, I just wasn't feeling right, just wasn't feeling my best. And now I can say that I feel so much better, healthier. I mean, I crave good, healthy food instead of just stuff to get me going, you know? Just been an amazing journey, and I can't wait to see where it takes us.
Oh, Amanda, I'm so grateful to hear that. And I hear this all the time when we're talking to people about the cravings changing, and really just Juice Plus being that initial catalyst to kind of get the things rolling in the right direction. And you're such a beautiful illustration of that. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so I want to introduce our next speaker tonight, Jennifer Sestock. She is from Harrison, New York. She is a trained physical therapist and a mom on a mission. And she has been an incredible addition to our team in the last couple of years. And we are so, so excited to hear her story tonight. Jennifer, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Melissa. Hi, everybody. Really happy to be on this Wine and Wellness call. Thank you for tuning in. As Melissa mentioned to you, my background is in physical therapy, and I had always prided myself on keeping myself healthy and wanting to keep my patients healthy and feel good. But that all changed about 8 years ago when my daughter was born. Life took an interesting turn, unfortunately. She was diagnosed with a rare lung disease called lymphangiectasia, and she had a feeding tube placed in her abdomen and had to wear a CPAP machine to sleep at night. So when we went home, she was assigned 24-hour nursing, and that was the beginning of my journey of not taking care of myself. Basically, everything was focused on her. And a few years later, after dealing with this for many years, she was also diagnosed with a seizure disorder, believe it or not, which for some of you may know is pretty serious if you have compromised lungs. You can turn blue very quickly if you have a seizure with compromised lungs. So that made life even scarier. So I continued on my journey of not taking care of myself and all focus being on my daughter. She also struggled with a lot of those common issues that Amanda was also talking about: gut health, allergies, eczema, and she also just had frequent lung and respiratory infections. So I had always known that nutrition was important, but for me, anytime anyone ever mentioned anything about nutrition, I got overwhelmed. I just didn't know what to do. So I turned to her medical professionals for help, and a lot of them had absolutely no idea. They were just pushing med after med after med. And at one point, my daughter was on 15 different medications, all which had lovely side effects, one after another. So that was a very difficult situation for me. And then there were other medical professionals who did understand the importance of nutrition, such as her nutritionist, and they would recommend supplements and healthy foods. The problem was every time I tried something with her, 9 times out of 10, she would either have behavioral changes, or she would get bloated or gassy or be uncomfortable. And nothing seemed to work. She was just sick all the time. She was really skinny. I just felt stuck. And as many of you know that are on this call, I was on an emotional roller coaster that I just could not get off of. So that's when that was when she was about 7 years old. I was introduced to Juice Plus. This was last May. A friend of a friend introduced me, and I sat with her for about 4 hours in her dining room, asking questions and thinking this is kind of too good to be true. So I was interested, but I was very skeptical. And 4 hours later, I still said, let me look into this. I spoke to a nutritionist, and luckily her nutritionist was this new nutritionist that I had met was very bright, and she believed in Juice Plus and said, oh, I've heard of that. I love that company. Go for it. And so I did, and we never looked back. And things started to shift just a few months into taking the Juice Plus gummies. Things started to shift. She started to show improvements in her gut health, in her allergies, in her skin, and even her breathing. We started to wean her off some of her medications, some of her GI medications. Last allergy season, we did not have to give her systemic allergy meds, which was huge. She went through an entire allergy season without Zyrtec, which has tremendous behavioral side effects, if any of you know about that med. She uses oxygen much less frequently. She still gets sick, as all kids do, but she doesn't get hit quite as hard, and she recovers much quicker. But the best part is that I no longer spend my life in a hospital. I am happy to report that she has not been hospitalized once since being on Juice Plus, which is tremendous. So one simple change, and that was pretty much one of the only changes we made initially. One simple change was the catalyst for so many other changes. She started enjoying healthy food more. She started making healthier choices. And then at one point, a few months ago, she even identified herself as the Juice Plus kid, which after you've been the sick kid forever, it's kind of nice to identify yourself as the Juice Plus kid. And she had friends who were on Juice Plus, so she felt more a part of the community and not so singled out. As I was telling you, was also not taking care of myself at all. So I was having a lot of medical problems. I started taking Juice Plus as well shortly after, right around the same time she did. And I've had tremendous health benefits. I have 2 autoimmune diseases, one which went into remission, another one which has been stable. My doctor has not had to increase my medications since I've been on Juice Plus. I've had major improvements in my gut health, and I've had some minor improvements in my joint pain and sleep. But the biggest thing for me is I did not get sick last winter. And my husband, who also takes Juice Plus, only got sick one time and he recovered within 48 hours. So it's important for parents to be healthy, but especially if you have a kid with medical issues, you want to be healthy. So the fact that I don't have to wear a mask around my daughter, I know that I'm healthy is just huge. So once, we started seeing changes, my husband, myself, my daughter, I knew that I had to share this with the world. And I joined the mission to inspire healthy living, which has changed my life. It's helped kind of pull me out of a hole where I constantly focused on illness, and now my focus is on wellness. And I've helped a lot of people already, and I'm continuing on that journey, and it's just been a wonderful ride. And so thank you for listening to my story.
Oh, Jennifer, oh my gosh, every time my heart just fills up every time I hear you speak. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us, because we don't all necessarily come from the same situation that you're in, but to know that it can make that much of an impact, is just such a huge gift. And I don't blame you for wanting to share it with everybody, because I hear about a great restaurant and I want to share it with everybody, but
Yep.
Something like this where it can really impact you at the cellular level, that's just, super exciting. So thank you so very much for sharing your heart with us tonight. I want to turn this over to another beautiful mama that we know here on the phone, who I've had the privilege of knowing for many years now. Chrisanne Sapkowski is one of the most beautiful people I know, inside and out. She is the mom of, we joke about, 1,800 kids, but she's a mom of 6, and she is really mama to all who know her. She just has that beautiful mother spirit and just loves on everybody that comes across her path. And Chrisanne, I'd love for you to take over and just share your experience, because you do have an interesting story to share with Juice Plus and how this is all kind of taken you down a road, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course not. And thank you so much. I'm honored to be on this call with everyone, and I love hearing everybody's stories. So my heart is beating, because it's just wonderful to hear them talking about their stories. But mine goes back years ago, where Juice Plus was introduced to me, and I ordered it, I took it, and I just didn't get it. I just didn't understand anything about it. Basically left it on the shelf and didn't take it anymore, and didn't order it anymore. So, looking back on it now, of course, I wish I did. But so what happened was, around that time, maybe a few years later, I had actually just recovered from a carotid artery tear. And that was a real serious situation. And I was in ICU and in the hospital for a week. And basically, I was having the onset within 24 hours of a massive stroke, and not knowing that that's what happened to me. And when I was in the hospital, the doctors and the specialists were all coming into me telling me, you really should not be here. but you're here because of your nutrition and how healthy you are. My blood was full of vitamin K. It took a long time to thin it out, but that literally saved me, and started healing and everything. And then coincidentally, Danielle and I met, and she reintroduced Juice Plus to me. And at that point in my life, I knew, and I really had learned the benefit of nutrition. And I was like, oh my goodness, I used to take that, but I stopped. I need to take it again. So I began to take it again right away. And at that time also, I had one of my sons who was just attending college. So I knew that this was going to help my son Brian get this good nutrition in him, because honestly, he did not eat anything green whatsoever. One of those like picky kids, and he was going to go to college, and he was going to eat macaroni and cheese and chicken fingers and, you know, pasta, whatever, every single day. And I was flipping about it. But I knew I had this insurance that I could give him his gummies, and he really took them every single day. And he would actually text me and say, Mom, I'm almost out of my Juice Plus. I need more. So that was like a huge thing. And now I can say a big mom win for me is that he does eat green vegetables. So, you know, when you do start to flood your body with those right things, your body starts to do the right thing and crave the right thing. So he now orders extra, you know, extra broccoli when we maybe order out, or he'll eat, you know, green beans and stuff like that, where he never did that before. So, you know, what happened with me was that all this was changing in my family. Our health was changing, and, you know, I was healing. My son was getting better with his nutrition, and I was just so happy to be, you know, drinking a shake and taking my capsules, that people would see me at work and say, what do you have in that cup? And I'm like, oh, it's my shake. Today I have bananas in it, or I have berries, whatever I did that morning. And they're like, oh, I would really like some, you know, where do you get that? Winds up then that I began to, decided to do it as a business as well. So I signed up for the business, where at first too, I just wanted it to have a discount on my products. Like, I had no plan for anything with it, just that people wanted to, you know, order it and try it. And I wanted them to experience what I was experiencing. So I started doing this as like a little side gig on the side to my job. And several months down the road, I unexpectedly was let go at that job. And literally that was that for me. And I was like, what am I going to give, you know, what am I going to put into my family for income? That was all I had for myself. And I turned this little side gig of a job into full-time business for myself, which I am so, so very grateful just to be in this community. And part of the whole, my experience with it too, I've had some hardships in my life the past few years, and I honestly don't know what I would have done, and what I still would be doing without this community and this business that I actually love and I'm so passionate about. My youngest son, who was 11 at the time last year, it was just a year last week, a couple weeks ago, my son Jake, he had a cyst that was crushing his spinal cord that we did not know about. And it was actually beginning to paralyze him. And, you know, he had been on Juice Plus for a couple of years. And he was in ICU, and he needed urgent surgery like the next day. And he was in the hospital. He was in ICU in the hospital for 10 days. And being in the Juice Plus family and the community, I was able to be with him every single day. I didn't have to answer to anybody to ask for a day off, you know, just to have to use vacation days. Like, I was doing my work on my phone in the hospital room. And to be honest with you, you know, I knew at the time when we were going through all his blood work and everything was going on with him, and he was even in surgery, I knew that he had this nutrition and this strength in his blood cells that he was going to be okay. And his blood work had come out phenomenal. He pulled through the surgery. It was 9 hours. Started moving his legs after the surgery. And even in the hospital for all that time, he just got stronger every day. And literally, he would make him a shake every morning. He would, take his gummies and even start to swallow the capsules, where he was starting to wean himself off of the medications and the IV, because he didn't want the IV in him anymore. So, this product and just being in this community has done so much for my family. And I could never have done certain things that I was able to do, last year with my son. And he actually is wonderful now. He's walking, he's fine, he's healthy, he's healed. Even his incision on his back healed so quickly. And that's because it was, I gave him what his body needed. And then just a couple of months back, my dad passed away. And it's been really hard for my family, but I have been able to be home to support my family, to do my work, when I have to, when I need to, and just being around such a loving group of people. I can't even begin to tell you how wonderful it has been in my life, and a blessing, a complete blessing to my entire family. So I thank you all for listening to me tonight. And it was really an honor to share my story with you all.
Oh, Chrisanne. Well, I have to say, first and foremost, it's an honor to have you with us. And, you're in the right space, because we have a tendency to really attract, the big-hearted people, I call them, like the ones that just love and care and really just, gush all over their people. I mean, when you're out there trying to make a difference and just really caring and you're putting other people first, it's really a natural fit, to kind of step and walk down this road with us. So, as a customer and part of our community in that way, or as a team member as well. And it's just been a really extraordinary experience to get to know you personally and to walk alongside you through all of that as well, because this is really a family in a lot of ways. And with that, I have to turn it over to my, and don't make me cry, but my bestie, Danielle Colavito, who is a qualified national marketing director with the company and, responsible for putting this call on tonight. So Danielle, thank you so much for really pulling us all together, because it has been such a beautiful evening already. And Danielle's going to talk to us a little bit about what the products are. You've heard some stories. You've heard some really strong testimonies of how they've impacted us personally. She's going to take us into the products and, touch on why they are so important, and they are, really, they help everybody. And that's one of the beautiful things about this whole experience, is it's a universal experience. So Danielle, with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Melissa. And thank you, ladies, for sharing your story. Okay, so hopefully everybody can see me and hear me and everything is all good, because what I want to go into now, after we've heard all these stories, is I want to tell you a little bit about what Juice Plus is, because if you're brand new to this, you're hearing these stories, you're probably wondering what it is. Okay, so Juice Plus it's over 30 different raw, vine-ripened whole foods. It's non-GMO and it's NSF certified to be pure. So what that is an independent company that checks all of the products to make sure that's what's on the label is in that and nothing else. And I usually call it a salad bar in a capsule, and I've got my Juice Plus right here. So for those that are fortunate enough to be with us right now on camera, you can see this. We've got our fruits, vegetables, and berries, and we have our omegas. And I love to just show you what the back looks like, where you see the ingredients. And I'm even going to take one out to show you what this capsule looks like, because I think this is important too. Some people wonder, what does it look like? What's the size? So those are your capsules. And as you heard people talking about the chewables, right? Brian going off to college, getting those vegetables in him, that's what he was eating, those chewables right there. And they come in all three blends as well, your fruits, vegetables, and berries. But not only is it important to know what this is, it's important to know the process that everything goes into to put, the fruits, the vegetables, and berries in these capsules or in these chewables. So first of all of the fruits, the vegetables, and berries are completely vine ripened. They remain attached to the plant until that nutrition is fully developed, which is important to know because we know when something is fully grown and ripe, that's when it's most nutrient dense. And then what happens is the fruits and the vegetables are ground up, which is simply better than just juicing. And we use the entire whole food, right? We use the whole fruit, the peel, the leaves, the stems, the seeds, whenever possible. So that's much more nutrient dense. If you were to take an orange, for example, 80% of that vitamin C of the orange is actually found in the peel itself. And I know I don't eat a lot of orange peels. Maybe I zest them occasionally, but I certainly don't eat them. And most people don't. Right? Okay, then what happens is it's slowly dried at low temperatures, which is preserving those live nutrients, and then they're put into the capsule or the chewable. Okay? All right, what I love about Juice Plus, and this was really one of the things that made so much sense to me and gave me the confidence to say yes 4 years ago when actually Melissa shared it with me, is one, that it's scientifically proven. So Juice Plus is the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world with now up to 38 published studies in peer-reviewed medical journals. It's food, okay? Juice Plus is food. It's not a vitamin. This is why when you look at the back of it, you can see nutrition facts right there, okay? Everything has the nutrition facts, even the chewables, okay? I drop it on the floor. But it's not a vitamin or a supplement, so it doesn't have a supplement or a vitamin label. It's the same food label you're going to see on a bag of frozen broccoli when you go into the grocery store. There's no warning label. It's safe for people of all ages, whether you're pregnant or nursing, children, elderly, even professional athletes. It's also kosher. So these are really important things to know when you're looking to put something in your body, of course. Now, in addition to the fruits, vegetables, and berries, there are our chocolate and vanilla, delicious, vegan, gluten-free, whole food protein shakes, which have fiber, amino acids, and additional vegetables, all in these little packets. They make a really good breakfast. They make a good snack. You can use them for desserts. You can use them for any number of things. They are absolutely delicious. And, my kids now, they're, how old are they? 6 and 8. They actually can make their own shakes every day because we've been doing it for 4 years. In addition to the shakes, what we also have are the protein bars in 2 flavors, dark chocolate and fig, tart cherry and honey. These are awesome snacks to just stick in your bag, stick in your car. Easy snacks on the go for some additional protein and fiber for you as well. And what I just mentioned briefly before was our Omega Blend capsules. And I will take one of these out to show you too. So this is a wide spectrum omega. Typically you hear about just omega-3s that are sourced from fish. This is an omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. It's all sourced from plants, and you got this beautiful golden orange colored oils in there that taste like oranges. So they're delicious. And the last thing we have to really round out our mission of inspiring healthy living is our tower garden. And unfortunately right now I can only show you a picture of it, but it's a vertical aeroponic growing system. So you can grow your own fruits and vegetables all year long, indoors and outdoors. You can grow indoors with the addition of grow lights. So in climate that we're approaching now here in New York, it's going to get cold pretty soon. And we can just pull ours, as we do, into our dining room with grow lights on it and be in control of the food that we're eating all year long, which is pretty awesome. The other thing I do want to mention is we have something called our Shred 10 program, which is a 4-month program with a 10-day jumpstart. And that's for people that are really looking to get that kickstart into their health, to make some healthier options, and doing it together in a community of supportive people. And so we do that through a supportive Facebook page and wellness parties, and there's lots of resources and tools. If you're looking for more information on that, you can go to shred10.com, or you can absolutely get with the person that invited you on here and ask anything further, certainly. So that kind of rounds out all of our product information and what we have to share with you. It really just is right in line with our mission, as Melissa shared about, to inspire healthy living around the world. And hearing the stories tonight, learning a little bit more about these tools that, you know, you could have in your back pocket, hopefully you feel maybe a little bit more empowered to take a step in your own health journey. And maybe something you've heard tonight might resonate with you. And maybe you're sitting there at home having your glass of wine with us tonight, and you're ready to take a step in your own health journey. And if that's the case, we definitely would love to hear from you, and we invite you to either connect with the person who invited you onto this call, or I'm happy to stay on longer and answer any other questions. You know, or maybe you've heard some of these stories and you're really inspired because you're sitting not only thinking about your own family, but you're thinking about others. You're thinking about your best friend. You're thinking about your parents or your neighbor or somebody else who desperately needs to hear this message. And if that's you, then we definitely want to talk to you, because you're somebody that might fit right in with this mission. And we need more boots on the ground to spread this mission of health and wellness to truly change the impact and really the picture of our country's health. And we need more people like that. And so we absolutely want to speak with you. And if you just want to take a step and maybe learn more about some free resources that we have in terms of cookbooks or workouts, and you just want some of those tools, then by all means, please just speak with the person who invited you on, and we're happy to share those, because it really is all about sharing and inspiring healthy living. So we really appreciate all of you guys for hopping on tonight. Thank you so much to Amanda and Jennifer and Chris Ann for sharing your beautiful stories with us. Thank you, Melissa, for opening this up. And I'm going to end the recording right now. And I really do appreciate everybody hopping on this Thursday evening.